Hey everyone, welcome to this month's Buy It Now sale. It is July, so I'm doing a Christmas in July sale. Normally, I do 5 items, but since it's July, I will give you a little bit of a Christmas present and bump that up to 9 items. Not only am I going to have 9 items up, I'm also going to have 4 more items listed on eBay. So you can go on eBay and you can check out those items. They're all starting at $1. Whatever they sell for, they sell for. I'm taking care of shipping on that. Keep that in mind when you're bidding. And speaking of, how do you pay? How does this work? I'm going to show an item. I'm going to call it item number whatever, number one. And I'm going to tell you about the item. I'm going to show you the item front and back. I'm going to let you check out the item the way you like. And then the first one to leave a comment for that item will get it for that price. So just put hashtag item number one and whatever the price is that I said. And if you're the first one to do it, it will be yours. Like I said, I've got a total of 9 items, so you can follow along that way. And the other question I get is, well, shipping. We'll start with that. I'm going to cover all the shipping costs, so you don't have to worry about that. But since I'm covering the shipping costs, I only ship to the US and Canada. So sorry about everything else. I I gotta keep my costs as low as I can. I can ship to Canada, I can ship to the US. Everybody else, sorry. Anyway, how do you pay? That's the other thing. And I accept all kinds of payments. You can do PayPal or Zelle at stewpluback@msn.com. Cash App at $StewPluback. You can send a check or money order to me, Steve Pluback, at P.O. Box 171, Russell, Illinois 60075. Now, if you are the high bidder, I would appreciate if you pay for it within 7 days. And this time, since I have eBay stuff as well as stuff that's going to be online here, keep in mind that these are two separate transactions. So if you're a winner on eBay, you have to pay eBay. You can't pay me and avoid eBay that way. So yeah, if you're a bidder on eBay, fine. And if you want, I will be more than happy to ship everything together for you. But you do have to pay eBay for the eBay stuff, and you do have to pay me for the stuff that I show here. I think that covers just about everything. So let's get started. Item number one this week. Item number one is a pair of notes. I have a pair of $5 silver certificates. We're going to start with this one here. You can see here, this is a 1934 $5 silver certificate, and you can see bright blue seal. This note is bright white, really good shape, kind of a thin border on this side here, thicker border on that side. But yeah, when we zoom in on this one real close, pretty good color on this. I don't see any creases or folds or anything too bad. This is a really nice note to have. Taking a look at the back, you can see here, looking everything on the back here. Note is in really nice shape. This one is a 34D. You can see that right there. Not quite as nice. It looks like it might have a slight fold through the center here. Yeah, it does have a fold there. But the rest of the note is also pretty good. The first note is better than this one, but you're getting two decent notes. Taking a look at the back of this one, let's go through it. A little bit of dirt on there. So it's seen a little bit of circulation, but overall, good shape. So both of them are 1934, and side by side you can see the difference in color. This one is bright white, and this one is just a little bit more handled. And the two of these notes together book out between $22 and $30. And remember, I'm including shipping in the cost. Okay, so let's see, at a 20, these would both book out these would book out together at about $30. I'm only asking $25 on the pair, and remember, about 5 of that goes for shipping. So $25, and item number one, the pair of $5 silver certificates, is yours. That's number one, $25 on the 5s. Item number two, another pair of notes. These are Federal Reserves. You can see here, series of 1934. And this one is series of 1934C. Pair of 1934 and a 1934C. This one here is the light green seal, $10 Federal Reserve note. does have a slight fold there. Just looking at the top, just a little bit of a thing there. Slightly rounded corner. You can see this one was priced out at about $15. And yep, that one's there. Looking at the back, you can see that fold right there. You can see there's a little bit of paper tear right there. So not perfect, a little bit circulated, a little bit of a fold there. That is the light green seal 1934-10, and this is the 1934C. Both of these happen to be from Chicago. This one's in pretty good shape. Looking at the borders, don't really see any problems at all here. Checking it out down on the bottom. Looking good. Checking the back. That's usually where you can spot everything. I'm not seeing any problem with this note at all. This one's definitely the better of the two. Yep. All right, so for the pair, 1934, 1934D, the pair of $10 notes, is just cool to see the two different color greens like that. These book out at about 40 bucks, and you can have the pair, including shipping, for 35 bucks. 35 is yours. Like I said, 5 of that is for shipping costs, so we're talking $35. You can have the pair of notes, and they are in pretty good shape. That price, that $40 book, is assuming that they're in a VF20, and these are probably better than that. But I'm still going to let them go for that $35 price. So number 2, the pair of 10s, that is $35. Number 3, I got a large size note, 1923 $1 silver certificate, the last year for the large size notes. This one does have a little bit of handling. You can see the crease there. You can see there's folds in it here, here, and here. Looks like there's a fold here. So yeah, the note has been handled. It's not an uncirculated note. It is most certainly a circulated note. It features the signatures of Spielman and White. This one, if I look here, it looks like it is FR237. If you were checking it in the book, looking at the back, got a little bit of darkness over here. That's just dirt. Once again, you can see the fold in it here. Let's go across the top so you can get a good look. I'm not trying to say that it's a crisp uncirculated at all. This one probably in that 20 range. And you can see all the fun stuff there. Holding it up to the light, you can see some of the creases through there. Still probably, like I said, in that 20 range. In a 20, this books out at a VG8. It books out at $40. In a 20, it's $60. Is that right? Yeah, that's correct. 40 in an 8, 60 at a 20. I'm gonna let it go for that $40 price tag. So item number 3, the $1 1923 large size horse blanket, $40, and it is yours. That is number 3. Number 4. This is a 1929 Federal Reserve banknote, specifically the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. And you can see their series of 1929. This one has been circulated. You can see it's got a hard crease through the center right here. Looking here, you can see a couple other folds, lots of handling across the top of it. Creases here. But it's still a $10 Federal Reserve banknote. 1929, this was the first year small size Federal Reserve banknotes. They did have the large size Federal Reserve banknotes, but they waited till the 29 series to come out with those. Does not say "In God We Trust." You can see the crease here, you can see the crease here, you can see a little bit of the dirt on the back. So yeah, not crisp uncirculated. I'm not claiming it is. Holding it up to the light just to see if anything goes through. No, it's all right. This note, 1929 Federal Reserve banknote, what is it? FR 1860B is the number on that one. And this one also, in a VG8, books out at $40. Once you get up to a 20, it's $60. It's much better than an 8. It might qualify for that 20. So we're talking, like I said, $40 to $60 price range on this one. We're going to go with $45, and it's yours. So $45 on the New York Federal Reserve banknote from 1929. That's number 4. Number 5. This one's cool, but it's questionable. This, as you can see, is a 1934 $20 Federal Reserve note. This one has the Hawaii overprint. This is the emergency currency from Hawaii from World War II. And this one's got a couple little issues to it. You can see it had a paper clip. For the longest time, the paper clip rusted. You can see that there's it rusted through the paper. You can see you can see light through there. Holding this one up to the light, if I remember, yeah, that's just that rust hole there. Got a little bit of a thing over there, and this corner does have a nick, so you're missing that little teeny tiny corner. This note is legal tender for all debts, public and private. Anyway, 1934, a $20 Hawaii note. Looking at the back of this note, you can see the circulation on it. Still a very cool note. These can get up there in price, but this one, because of its condition, isn't going to be too ridiculous. This note, let me give you the specs on it, is FR 2305, and in a VG8 you're talking $60. In a 20 you're talking $125. And these are some of the notes that people really like to collect, so these sell pretty easily. May have a little bit tougher time finding these at a cheaper price. This particular note, if you are interested in the $20 Hawaii, we are going to let it go for $65. So 65, and you can have the 20. That's basically paying the VG8 price and $5 shipping. VG8, it's a $60 note, $5 for shipping. So $65, this one is yours. That one is number 5. Number 6. This one made me scratch my head, but I did some digging on it, and this is what I came up with. You can see we have a 3rd issue 50-cent spinner note. This note is pretty cool. 3rd issue 50-cent spinner note from the Civil War. Yes, from the Civil War. They were running out of change, so they started printing fractional currency, and Spinner was the one who came up with that idea. This note is not issue free. I will show you. It does have a tape mark right across the front. There's a little bit of tape there. Not that the note was torn. This note was taped to a wall, and that's why there's a little bit of tape there. There's a little bit of inking over here, so it does have a stain. But I found this interesting. These signatures are in the wrong spot. I'm going to show you the back. So you can see it does have the overprints on the back here. The signatures are in the wrong spot. The signatures are too big. There's a reason why the signatures are too big. Those are actual signatures. That's why. If you look at the back of this one, you can see where Spinner's signature, the ink bled through. And this here, that's an ink smear from the note being set down on top. It does not have the typical browning that you would see when ink is used to sign the note, but it does have the bleed through. And like I said, comparing this note to what is in the book and to everything else that I've got pictured, the notes that were printed versus signed, the signature starts where it says, let's see if I can get this to focus. The signature would start right about here. This signature starts well into the picture. So even though it doesn't have the browning of the ink, I'm pretty sure those are the real signatures. Now, based on the book, for the red back like this, your choices are basically these 2 signatures were autographed, and if it was 2 other signatures, I think it wasn't autographed. So yeah, in comparing this to everyone that I've had and into the 2 books that I have to assume that those are the real signatures. So that's cool. Anyway, what's the spinner note go for? The spinner note with the actual autograph in a VG8 is $95. In a VF20, it's $250. And it's FR 1328. But like I said, this one does have some minor issues with it. You did see the tear that was in the bottom there. I did show that there. Yeah. Anyway, if you are interested in the signed spinner note, like I said, 95 is a VG8, 250 is a VF20. First one that puts down $100, it's yours. So $100 on the spinner note, and that will be yours. That is item number 6. Item number 7. This is an 18 pence note from, this is just amazing, March 25th, 1776. This is from New Jersey. This bill of 1 shilling and 6 pence. Let's see, as I tried to read it throughout here, His Majesty King George III. I mean, that's just kind of that's an amazing reference. So colonial note from 1776. Now this note, I'm not going to say it was cut in half. I have the feeling that the note dried and somebody bent it and it ended up getting retaped. So it does have the tape mark on there. I double checked the signatures to see if they were any of the signers of the Declaration of Independence. They are not. You can see 18 pence to counterfeit is death. The anti-counterfeiting measure was the leaf, because it was easy for them to do letters and symbols. It was very hard for people to counterfeit an image of nature. You can see here, New Jersey, printed by Isaac Collins, 1776. Such a cool piece of history. And when I bought this note, they sent this to me too, which is a 9 pence half a note. It's just half of a particular note. This has got the serial number on it, but I couldn't make out enough. It looks like it says the 20th day of March. Once again, to counterfeit is death, 9 pence, just half a note. I'm throwing this one in, so if you buy this one, you're going to get this half a note to go with it as well. And for the 18 pence note, the New Jersey, it's number 176 in the book. We are going to go with $100, and this is yours, $100, and you can have the 1776 and the half a 1776. And it literally is. This one's 18 pence, this one's 9 pence, but it's cut in half, so that's kind of neat. Anyway, that one is number 7. Number 8. I've got a really nice $100 bill. This one is from the series of 1928A. Really nice shape on this one. Let's go over this one real close here just to see what we can see. Maybe just a little thing over here. A little bit rough on the top. Looking at the rest of the note, can't tell if that might be just the lightest of folds right there. Very, very tough. Not a hard crease, that's for sure. The bottom shows a little bit of handling. Color on this is beautiful. Looking at the back, corner ding there. Maybe just a little bit there. A little bit here. So yeah, it's certainly not an uncirculated note, but you know something? It's beautiful. It's really nice. I would call this probably a 45, 50, somewhere in that range. Anyway, we are looking at a 1928A $100 Federal Reserve note. Has the cool or in gold or lawful money. So it's not a gold certificate, just the redeemable in gold clause, which is always neat to see. The 1928A $100 bill, FR 2151G. In a 20, this is a $150 note, and in a 63, it's $350. It's certainly not a 20. It's certainly well above a 20. Is it a 63? No, it is not. Like I said, 45, 50, probably that range. And anyway, for this note, if you are interested, you can have it for $190. $190, and this is yours. This is item number 8. Item number 9. I was excited to get this. I hope you guys are excited to see this. It's the first time I've had one of these up for auction. I bought this specifically to resell to you guys, so there's not a whole lot of room on this one. because these are hard to get. I got a 1922 $20 gold certificate. $20 gold certificate from 1922. This was the note that started it all for me. Just such a cool note. Now this particular one, the front looks pretty good. The back is rough. So let's first talk about the front. You can see it's got a crease here. The whole note, you can see the top here. It is kind of dingy, but it's not the brightest note, I'll say that much. But you can see all the color and stuff on here. You can see that it's slightly off cut, and let's just give this a good once over here. You can see it does have creases here, it does have a crease here, here. So let me just start over here again and go across, trying to show everything with the note. And here's the bottom. I'll get to the back in a second. If I hold this up to the light, let me double check the light. Yeah, it does. It does have, let me count total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like a total of 6 pinholes. There's like 1, 2, 3. There's a couple over here, right? Yeah, 4, 5, 6, I believe. 6 pinholes. Okay, so the front, how you would look at it, the front is pretty good looking. The back, not so much. The back actually reminds me of my Technicolor. The back, you can see, is a little rougher. So the bill itself is not crisp at all. You can see a little bit of the color on it here. You can see a little bit of detail. Overall, the back is rough. The front, that's the cool part of the note. That's the part you're going to be seeing. I was able to get one, and I'm offering it to you guys. Now this, in a VG8, the book says $165, but you can't find them in that for that price. In a VF20, it's $275. So that's our range, $165 to $275. This one is FR 1187. Like I said, so $165 to $275 is our price range. And if you are interested in item number 9, this is going to go for $200. So $200, item number 9, and this could be yours. So now let me show you the 4 items I'm putting up on eBay. Start with is this neat little book. It's the American Heritage Mint Historic Coin and Currency Holder, and inside this holder, it's got a certificate of authenticity. You can see that. I just think the whole setup for this is kind of neat. This year in history, and it says everything that happened in 1935. If you want to come back later and pause it and read all this, you can. But yeah, it's got a certificate of authenticity and a place to put a silver certificate. And it's also going to come with 7 silver certificates. And let me take these out of here. These all came with it when I got it. I promise these are real. So there. Okay, so we've got 1935A, and that one's in really nice shape. Really good color on the back of that one too. 1935B, also really good color on the back. 1935D, also really nice shape. The 35E, not so much. It's got a solid crease in it, and the back you can see is a little wore out. 1935F, better than the last one, but not perfect. And then I believe there are 2 1957s. This 1957 here, a little bit dirty. Yep, circulated, and this 1957 as well. So you get all 7 of those, and you get the neat little carrying case. Good enough to make a display. Odds are you're going to want to put your own note in there. Well, some of these are pretty nice, but like I said, you're going to have all of them, so you can have your choice of which one you want to put in there. All 7 silver certificates and the handy dandy little book. This little package, this was part of a bigger package that I bought, so I'm just taking up room for me. I'm going to put all this out there on eBay, and this will be starting at $1. And whoever the high bidder is gets it. Once again, I'm including shipping. So that's the first item on eBay. Second item, I bought a couple Canadian notes It was a lot of Canadians, and there was one that I wanted. Here's the rest of them. This one is 1973 $1 bill. Really good paper in this one. Circulated, but really good paper nonetheless. This one a little more circulated on the 1973, and this one is a lot more circulated on that 1973 on the $1 bill. Then there is the $2 bill. So if you collect the $2 bills, you can see it's the same series as the 50 with the Canadian Mounties. And this one is the 1974. And then, well, we'll show the back of that one too. There's the back of that one. And then I've got one of the Birds of Prey notes, the $10 Canadian. This one happens to be from 1989. And it's got the Falcon on the back. Really cool note. Yeah, it's got a couple creases in it. But we're still talking about paper money from Canada, which is no longer the case. Now they are polymers. So these are all going to be in one little group. And once again, starting for $1. That's item number 2. That's on eBay. Item number 3. I have a couple other Canadian notes. I have the 1954 Devil's Head and modified. Now these are a little bit rough, but I'm starting them at $1, so take it for what it's worth. You can see 1954, the Queen. You can see the devil's face in her hair right there. And obviously you can see the creases in this one. And then this one is the modified, where they fixed the hair. This note is really nice, except for this tear that it's got right here. And so I wanted to make sure that that's sticking up so you can see that. I'm not trying to fool you guys into thinking it's anything it's not. This note's really good, except for that little tear there. And this one got that hard crease, but you can see why it has the crease, because they folded it so you could see the devil's head. That was the reasoning for that. Anyway, if you are not into Canadian notes, these are the notes that you would want to have, because these are some of the coolest notes with the coolest story. The devil's head that showed up and the modified fixed version. In rougher condition, this shouldn't go for too much money, and it's a great way to get started on your Canadian set. So that one is number 3 on eBay. These you're going to bid on eBay for. And the last note that's on eBay right now, starting at $1. I teased about selling one of these. This is a counterfeit $1 legal tender. A counterfeit version of the very first $1 bill ever produced. It's got Simon P. Chase on there, the $1 version. Now this note had been cut. It's stamped counterfeit. They punched it many, many times, put a black dot on there. They did everything they could to identify this as fake, because it is. It's counterfeit. When you zoom in on there, you can see how all the lines have blurred together instead of being crisp like they are on the real note. Just a cool addition to have a contemporary counterfeit. I have upgraded mine, so I figured I'd turn this one loose on eBay and see what happens. Like I said, starting it at $1. How can you go wrong? All right, that is this month's auction. Good luck to all of you guys doing your bidding. I do have a dentist appointment, and as soon as I get back, then I will upload the video showing who the high bidders are so that there is no controversy. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you soon.